Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. This is another pick card, and I really wanted to do an energy support pick card. I've been thinking about all of you who go through your spiritual experiences, through your awakenings, through your activations, you remember your past lives, your eyes are opening, your five senses and beyond are opening to information, insight, and experiences. And I felt like there might be many of you who would love to get a reading, would love some support, energetic support, some clarity, but you wouldn't be able to afford it, or for whatever reason now is not the time to get a reading. And I just wanted to create this energy support pick a card so that all of you could have at least a little bit of a message come through, of something that will give you clarity, peace of mind, that will help you on your journey. This reading, as most of my readings are usually dedicated to the spiritual path and those of you who are on it, but of course I would not exclude any messages about money, love, health, whatever else from our mundane, human, lovely lives come through. If messages on that come through, I will obviously tell you about it. So this reading is very colorful. It contains a multitude of topics, and it's honestly just wherever you really need support in. So this is who I'm dedicating this pick a card to, and I hope you guys will enjoy this and resonate with it. So let's get started. You're gonna pick from three crystal towers. You're going to pick from three different groups, basically. This is group number 1. I hope you see this crystal tower. It's really, really beautiful. So group 1, okay. Group 2. And group 3, I hope it's focusing. I really cannot tell what my camera is capturing because I'm not able to look at it at the screen, but still I make sure everything is in the frame before I start filming, and that's how it goes. So group 3, this is your crystal tower you'll be picking up from. Alright, okay, so you can pause the video, go backwards and watch the crystals again. You can think of numbers, you can think of ABC, 1, 2, 3, and use your intuition as always, as I always advise. Use your intuition. I would say that it's very rarely that you should go random with these pick cards. I really want you to develop your intuitive qualities as well. So yeah, pause the video, take your time, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading, you guys. I'm so excited for this one. So I'll be using some new decks that I received as a gift, which I'm very grateful for to this person. So let's see, what do you need energetic support with in the first place? Spirit, what does pile 1 need energetic support with? Something interesting I noticed about the crystals, I actually didn't notice this before I spinned them in front of the camera. I noticed something that looks like an ankh or a cross, but more so like an ankh. I don't know if you can see, let me check if it's visible. Right here. Come on, focus. Oh no, it's not focusing. Alright, so this one, it looks like an ink, doesn't it? Or at least I think so. Okay, I think the focus is now fine. So yeah, I saw this ink and I thought life force energy. I thought pile one probably needs energy in general. I'm looking at these patterns on the crystal and it looks like a mental grid. Some of you are really caught up in a group mentality. Maybe you've been, consuming lots of content, lots of commentary content, lots of opinions from friends, family. You're probably supposed to make some important decisions, and there are a lot of opinions coming through, a huge influx of information, but it's giving me Eight of Swords energy, Jupiter and Gemini energy. It's giving me almost like unnecessary worry, unnecessary doubt and insecurity about the decision you're supposed to make. And I do see someone trying to make themselves an important part of your life, pile one, and I do see that they're a huge reason why you're not making certain decisions. I see how spirit is very much with you. I feel like you're really seeing basically what you're supposed to do to be on the right path, basically what you're supposed to do to be in alignment. I do believe you guys are supported by a lot of light energy and you're having great things in front of you. Okay, you're having great possibilities in front of you. Great things are going to come to you. And I do see somebody in particular, one individual, trying to insert themselves in your life because they also sense this. Now, I'm not picking up whether this person is negative or not, honestly. I'm getting this neutral energy, but they believe in your journey. They believe you're going to accomplish great things and they want to be part of this as well. They might have their own things going on, but I do see how sometimes they're not giving you proper advice because they're very much advising you from their perspective, which is human, I guess. We all do that. But basically, yeah, you guys are getting caught up in somebody else's emotions and ideas and decision-making processes, and this is distracting you, or this is clouding your brain and your ability to make decisions for yourself. So you need energetic support with decision-making. This crystal is just giving me so much like future-oriented energy, like where to live, what to study, or what job to take, who to date. All of these questions, like your overall lifestyle is going to change drastically. I just see every area shifting in your life. It's not like one thing, and that's why you have so many decisions to make. I'm seeing a shark, but she's in an aquarium. This vision is interesting. Maybe you guys are really trying hard to be good and to isolate or keep away the predator inside, or that force to be reckoned with that you guys have. That shark energy is giving me predatory energy, but it's also giving me psychic defense. I'm hearing psychic defense. All right, maybe you guys trying to be super good, or just trying to be good people, to do the right thing. Maybe you've been keeping away forces within you that you think are violent to some extent, but I'm getting some of these forces are not violent actively, but they're defensive. So they get violent only if they have to, and you've been imprisoning or keeping away those forces that are a self-defense mechanism, self-protection mechanism. And Spirit is saying that you should actually learn to work with them instead of keeping them away, because they can be very useful. Appreciation. We have the appreciation card. Yeah, I do think your life is quite chaotic. You might have a lot of like Gemini placements or Gemini activated in your chart right now through transits, progressions, a solar arc chart or something. But I do see like a lot of not chaos in a bad sense though. I'm seeing just a lot of things happening at the same time. And Spirit is saying appreciate this journey that you're on, pile one. Okay, appreciate it. Vortex energy, absolutely, because Spirit is saying that these events, this diversity of events is happening to teach you how to, I've said it before probably, but to be the eye of the storm, and to be that vortex, and to kind of get the best out of everything around you. You see how, you know, the vortex, obviously everything spins around it. This is about you developing your personal gravitational pull, your personal gravity to manifest. I remember I actually have a painting I did, because I remember in one meditation I was asking my guides, how does manifestation work? I wasn't even that acquainted with like Abraham Hicks' work and her work explaining the vortex energy, but I remember asking, and Spirit gave me like a metaphor using the planets and the stars gravitational pull and how it attracts things, right? But also bigger things have stronger gravitational pull. Certain things stay orbiting around the planet but they never clash with it, and others clash, and it had something to do with like the frequency, you know, if it's in alignment, this thing won't necessarily clash with you and ruin you. And sometimes our desire can create such a gravitational pull, we actually attract things small enough to crash onto us, kind of like a meteorite crashing on the surface of Earth or any other planet and destroying some of it. Sometimes our desires can be destroying, and sometimes they can become like these other beings that we collaborate with, which was a very interesting meditation. And I remember I painted planets and a person just like that, with a vortex around them and the planets kind of coming around the person. So I think you guys are learning how to not clash with your desires, how to desire things without the extreme, without the greediness and the extreme lust, so that these desires you can actually collaborate with, coexist with, co-create with, instead of trying to dominate to the point where the desires become, your ego becomes much bigger than the desired outcome, and in a way this outcome has no gravitational pull of its own. You don't allow the universe to be embodied through your manifested desires. You're not allowing the universe to have its own weight, within that desire, so that manifestation has its own gravity, and there's a balance between the universe and you, and the two vortexes working together, collaborating, coexisting in harmony, supporting each other. Imagine the earth and the moon, okay? So when your approach towards your manifestation is balanced, you kind of have the earth and the moon where you guys, one orbits around the other. It's very supportive. Thanks to the moon we have tides, we have so many things, and when that is out of balance, you have a meteorite or something, and it clashes onto you and it destroys parts of your life, other parts of your life. So right now your life is a little chaotic and you're going through a lot of things because you're learning how to coexist with a higher intelligence, your intelligence that wants to manifest certain things, and the higher intelligence of the universe telling you, I'm gonna help you, but it has to come to you this and this way. I hope this makes sense. And you may have people, that's the Yang, that life force, vortex energy that the Yang creates. And I just see, I don't know if the camera sees it, but there's this like black spilling into the white line, which is the central line of the cross of the Yang, and it's trying as if to get inside. So when your desires are, I guess, too big, too grandiose, and too strong, you may attract, there are certain things that may slip into your vortex of manifestation that you didn't want. So, for example, you want fame or money. You're not being very specific. You want this great thing and you want it so bad. You may attract, most likely, also the negatives of having fame or money or whatever. That's why the universe is really teaching you appreciation, but also mastery over your vortex energy, mastery over your manifestation, learning how to be more selective with your desires, be more thoughtful with your desires. See through the illusion of some promises that people can make to you. How is support coming your way? Let's see. What type of support can you expect? I'm getting air, fresh air, nature. Some of you may want to move to a blue zone on Earth, like a more ecological, healthier environment. You're receiving support when it comes to living at a better environmental space. The death card. Yeah, we're not gonna die, I promise. Oh, should I promise this? Oh, who knows, right? Oh my god. I'm sorry, it's my scorpionic humor coming through. The Magician, the death card. What else? What type of support are you receiving? What type of support can you expect? Knight of Swords. Okay, let's see. We have endings, beginnings, transition, transformation, regeneration, renewal, and rebirth. We have resourcefulness, action, manifestation, mastery, skill, focus, and alchemy. And we do have fast-moving, impatience, rash, fearless, brave, daring, direct, and going against the flow, which, yeah, the Knight of Swords kind of does. So, the type of support I'm thinking of, the clock ticking. I think you guys maybe used to run against time. You tried to win time. You tried to beat time. And Spirit is saying the universe is coming through to support you by offering a natural rhythm to your life, a natural clock, a natural timing module or a system or something that you can use to, you know, have easier time letting go, allowing endings to unfold, entering new beginnings, etc., instead of trying to force time upon your life, if that makes sense. All of your calendars, all of your productivity apps, all of your schedules and planning maybe felt like a punishment or something you really hated, I think that the universe is offering you a way to see time in a more holistic manner, as a more natural occurring thing, even living outside of it a little bit, but still having like these perhaps bigger cycles. Perhaps seeing things from a bigger perspective. Instead of seeing it day to day, maybe it's more holistic if you see it month to month, year to year, something like that. Like I want to do this, and that this month, because if you control every minute, every hour of your every day, maybe you will feel like you're always chasing time, and that is one, let's say, one game that humanity in our physical form, we're not ever gonna beat that sort of chase. We're never gonna win this game, because we all have a limited time here, and like trying to compete with time and the speed of time is just pointless, and it's only going to make things harder. I think you guys are receiving support by perhaps the universe is helping you understand astrology or astronomy or other sciences and methodologies that can help you appreciate the cycles, okay, your personal cycles throughout the month or the year. Because I know we talk about, females having a connection to the moon because of their cycle every month, and having like these hormonal cycles and ups and downs, and how it's important to be in alignment with that. But I don't think it's just women. I think that men go through their cycles as well. Probably your hormones are more balanced, but you probably go through the spiritual cycles more. I do feel that feminine energy or the female body is more connected to the cycles of the earth, while the male body is more connected to fire or the cycles of the sun. So month to month for you guys, okay, the sun changes signs, take a look at that. This is what you should be focusing on, while us females, it's best if we focus on the moon, the lunar cycles, the lunar phases that do change day by day. But regardless, I still feel like for all of you, there is a more holistic way to look at time. Instead of competing with time, work with it. Then you have the Magician. What type of support can you expect? I think you're going to have another persona come through in your life. Somebody who's a master of their life, someone who will inspire you, someone who's accomplished quite a lot, and someone who almost has figured out certain cheat codes in life. This person may inspire you. They may be a sort of a resource, because you have access to their mind, information, ideas, ways of thinking, and that's pretty much a resource to me. And with the Knight of Swords, obviously, some sort of information. So I do think you're gonna have a teacher come through in your life. They could be an Aries or Capricorn or a Virgo. These are the signs I'm picking up on. The Knight of Swords is kind of like just for those of you who resonate with this message, because I'm getting that those of you who wanted something to happen quicker, those of you who were impatient, you were like, I want this to already happen or manifest so that I can do this, that, and the third. Well, I think indeed the universe will speed up things for you. It's funny because I feel like those of you who wanted life to slow down, it will feel like life is slowing down. And those of you who want this dynamic to continue on and maybe already put you in a new position, in a new spot, this is also happening. All of you are offered this portal, but you're going to walk out in a different space, depending on what you wanted out of the portal, if that makes sense. Mercury in Pisces, inspiration, and the Sun in Leo. Well, we are indeed in Leo season already. Saturn in Leo, generosity. Okay. What's manifesting for you? Definitely ideas, creative ideas. If you felt Leo and Pisces are both super creative signs. If you guys felt like your creativity was dying out, maybe you stopped painting, dancing and singing, like the arts were not as a priority of your life as they used to, I think you're coming back to a more artistic expression. With Saturn ruling time and Leo, I think once again you guys are going to have time to commit or dedicate to an artistic practice, because Saturn is dedication, being serious, and it's almost like the universe telling you, I'm going to help you to get back in a creative flow. Mercury in Pisces is definitely about being in a flow state. But with Saturn, you have to commit to this. So there is a returning routine of some kind that involved artistic expression for you guys, and I think you guys missed it, and maybe you were busy with other things. I think that this is a huge blessing, because it's almost like you're going to have more time for yourself to do the things you used to enjoy so much but you haven't done in a long time. Mercury in Pisces is giving a verbal, often verbal expression, or giving you a mental understanding of the nebulous, of the imaginary and abstract realms of the mind. So I do see you outlining, okay, Leo is light, Leo is the sun as well, Saturn is form, physical form. Mercury in Pisces, Mercury is your ability to penetrate, right, mentally in a field, and in the sign of Pisces, this is usually the emotional, psychic, astral field. It's the collective imagination, if you will. You go there through Mercury, and Mercury opens this canal or a channel that the solar light comes through and outlines through the light the different shapes that reside, and they're quite nebulous in the astral field or in your imagination. So I feel like you guys are tapping really into this aspect, this place of your mind that has always been nebulous. For example, you see something that you want to paint, you imagine something but you don't quite see it so that you can actually express it, or you get an idea about a song you want to write, something, but you get like random words or expressions, and how do I piece all of this together? I think that you're mastering these skills, especially with the Magician, that is also ruled by Mercury and talks about skill, mastery, and focus. I feel like you guys are finally mastering some nebulous skills of yours, or maybe some talents that were underdeveloped. You're going to have the time, and in fact I feel like it's going to even be a practical thing to work on these skills. Perhaps they're finally gonna be needed or recognized with the Sun in Leo. You may manifest recognition for certain talents. Maybe if you thought to yourself, if that was my job, I would have loved to do this, every day, and I would be so good at it. Like, if I made money out of being an artist or a musician or an actor, I would become a lot better at this, because I will actually it would be practical of me to dedicate time to this. I feel like this is where your life is going. Your life will manifest a lot of like situations where it will become practical for you and useful and productive to dedicate time to things your heart is involved with, because these things will really grow, take life on their own, and will become solid foundations in your life. After all, Saturn is this matrix. So I do think your matrix is really being reshaped through your heart centered. You guys are manifesting through your heart. Leo rules the heart. And I feel like a lot of your imagination is actually coming to life, which is so gorgeous, so beautiful. Don't let this confusion and other people tell you that, oh, this is not a serious job, this is not a serious path, or how are you going to make money out of this and that. Don't let their confusion get to you, okay? Let's get the contact card. Okay, let's get like a little starseed message. For my starseeds, who is supporting you guys? Oh wow, okay. We have a lot of like purple or magenta ships, the fleet, and the explorer. You have ships 2 times. Well, with the fleet, who is supporting you, I feel like it's a whole soul group. And then with the explorer, it feels like this is you. I'm going to read from the guidebook of this deck. I hope you don't mind. You know, I love to take my time with these pick cards usually. So, here is the explorer. What is the fleet? Okay. There you go. To beacon the fleet is to summon the angels. This is the energy of sweeping global change, of signs and omens and social transformation. When we soar at this attitude, we are in the company and under the guidance of compassionate energies that affect the lives of millions. You guys will sort of embody this solar quality where you're going to shine on a lot of people, and your heart's desires and pursuits are going to be energy givers to others. Does that make sense? This is the card of initiation into higher realms of knowledge and power. This energy can manifest as healing light through enlightened individuals such as Mahatma Gandhi, or if polarized as plutonic darkness and tormented souls such as Adolf Hitler. So this is power, but obviously it can be taken to the extremes. After all, you guys have Mercury 2 times through the Magician and through Mercury in Pisces, and Mercury is dual energy. So it's like you're gonna be given a lot of power. What do you do with this vortex energy? If the fleet has appeared on our horizon, we can be assured that it is time to gather all of our thoughts and experiences and look for the interconnected patterns that point the way to our next goal or action. Your whole universe is right now leading you in one direction. This card symbolizes the importance of deploying all our skills and bringing our combined resources to bear on the situation before us so that we can generate a self-perpetuating momentum that will see our task through to its conclusion. However, if our communication, internal and external, is cut off or otherwise unclear, then our well-coordinated attempts will fall apart, each critical component scattering chaotically. This is a powerful energy when all factors are well thought out and people are allowed to use their true talents and strengths, but it quickly becomes unwieldy and cumbersome without the without the flagship of a strong, clear vision to orchestrate the essential elements. Well, I think this description of the card fits perfectly what we've been talking about. Now let's talk about the Explorer. If our insatiable curiosity has invited a visit from the Explorer ship, then we are open to exploring the unknown mysteries of creation. This is the card of the sorcerer, the scientist, the artist, and the shaman. That portion of our awareness that seeks to know all that can be known and then explores further beyond those boundaries. Can you hear the dogs barking? Well, indeed, the magician is about shape-shifting, changing hats. So it seems like you guys will be changing hats. With this card, the Explorer, we are in the abyss, in uncharted waters with nothing to guide us but imagination and intuition. Mercury and Pisces, yes. We are out on a limb, humbly asking the infinite to share the secrets of its incomprehensible existence. The Explorer ship invites us to go where no one has gone before, and we must be prepared to expect the unexpected. While in this energy, we are sustained by the thrill of the search, seduced by the lure of the labyrinth, and strengthened by the revelations of each sub-rosa skeleton brought to light. To channel this card, we must be willing to let change be the only constant in our lives, and learn to derive succor from uncertainty, or what is this word? Well, let's say derive certainty from uncertainty. If we can master the polymorphic reality, then we will be capable of opening an inexhaustible array of conduits to new unknown realms of wonder and magic. Exploring the unexplored also requires great respect and validation for all of the ways creation can express itself. If we carry our primal fears and arrogant assumptions with us into pristine territory, we may cloak its denizens in our own demonic design rather than perceive those foreigners in their own light of truth. So with the Explorer, this is interesting. You guys may be, obviously going to a new country, new city, but this is also about meeting new people, almost like a new fleet, alright? And you may think that they're the enemy, that they're against you. I think many of you will enter a field, a job, a space where at first a group of people may seem like they're against you just because they're so different, but beware of your own tendency to perhaps paint everything foreign as bad or negative or violent against you. I don't think it will be that. In fact, I think that this fleet, this new group of people will be very, very supportive of you. Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna end the reading here. I don't wanna spoil it in a way or venture into new aspects of it. I think we had a nice closure and the reading was very well held together by the cards that came through so far, and I want to keep it that at this sweet spot. So if you resonated, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know which parts resonated. Tell me your story. I love to read the comments, as you know. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. This helps so much with the algorithms. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in my next pick a card, or I'm planning to do an astro chat, an astrological chat, so I hope to see you there as well. I know most of you come to watch the pick a cards, but astrology is just so good. Even when it's collective, it's so good. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch this one too. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So if you guys chose this crystal, when I was showing off the crystals during the pile selection, the group selection, I actually started to pay more attention to them. And for some reason, when I was, showing this one, I thought of Andromeda. I thought of this unicorn energy. This crystal is giving me a lot of like Uranus, Aquarius vibes, Andromedan vibes, unicorn energy, and all of this is usually connected to being different, being unique, maybe a little quirky. But I do love quirky, so yeah, when I say weird, it's usually a compliment. Being a little different, being a little weird and quirky and all of that. So what you guys would need energetic support with is finding your community, is what I was getting when I was connecting with the crystals. I'm going to pull cards now to see what comes through. Friends who understand your community. This is what was coming through really strong for pile 2. Interesting. I'm hearing mathematics exam, or almost like an engineering program or something. You're going to have an exam. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of people who are right now students, that they deal with some form of like technology or mathematical exams. You will receive support with this, is what I'm getting. Maybe it's important. Astral travel. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I'm hearing there has been a lot of electricity in your energy body, especially if right now, wherever you live, there are a lot of storms. I feel like you guys are literally channeling the light bolts energy. You're literally channeling the electricity from the sky right now. That is typical Uranian energy. You've ripped open some astral spaces where you have never traveled before, but you have so much electricity right now, channeling all of it, that when you sleep, your astral body becomes very proactive, and it goes into places it didn't intend to go into. I'm hearing the sky will speak to you in your dreams. The sky will speak to you, nature will speak to you in your dreams. Oh my god, there's no way. That's why I don't flip the cards immediately. If they come through like this, I would leave it. Energy body, yes indeed. You've been becoming more equipped for astral travel, actually. It's almost like you've been trained for astral travel. You may be meeting a lot of your friends during astral travel. You're gaining a lot of like higher information. Aquarius, Uranus, Andromeda. This is futuristic higher information. You've been acquiring it through astral travel. You've been going to the schools, to the astral schools, the spiritual schools. But with this energy body, I'm seeing that you've been purposefully your settings, if you will, have been purposefully upgraded and updated so that you can enter new astral places. Yeah, I'm hearing Spirit say that Pile 2 has been grasping very complex concepts recently. Whether this is a scientific research that you do or a spiritual one, it really doesn't matter, or art or psychology. You've been grasping very complex subjects and topics recently, and I feel like for many of you this is part of your purpose, to expand this crown chakra, to plunge your crown chakra into abstract and complex fields of information, and learning to decode that has sort of granted you access to these new astro schools. There is definitely graduation, and there is definitely, I keep hearing the voice from the sky. Spirit is saying that you're going to hear guidance with a lot more clarity. I'm getting a lot of clairaudience. It's not even so much claircognizance as it is clairaudience that's going to be activated during your dream time. So I highly recommend to write down words, numbers, coordinates, or whatever, names, whatever you hear, like you're gonna hear it very clearly. I don't want to make this about me, but Spirit keeps referencing one dream that I had, where I had such a clairaudient moment. It barely happens to me, and Spirit is like, Pile 2 is going through this, Pile 2 is going through this. They're hearing stuff. Very telling and important information for your spiritual ascension, because Aquarius is about spiritual ascension. Andromeda represents the future of the Milky Way galaxy. You have a lot of futuristic stuff coming through. What else? I don't want to pull cards. I want to feel the messages first. Okay, what is it? They're saying, Spirit is saying, I'm saying they, because I think of your spirit guides when I channel. I think that they are coming through with the messages. So what I'm having a vision of is Stonehenge, and they're showing me the sun, but different colors of the sun. And the guides are saying that you guys are, your future timelines are almost alignment with a different color of our sun, like a different stage of our sun's evolution. And they're saying that you may receive visions that look like a different star system, or this different galactic world or something. You may receive insight that this is where your ascension is taking you, for example, Sirius or Pleiades or somewhere else. But your guides are saying that it's actually our solar system. It's just, it had merged with a star or a constellation that you guys think about. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm getting that you did travel in the lower astral before. You've been there. You've seen it. I do see some past lives around Stonehenge, like Stonehenge being this location. I see it. I see past lives and incarnations around that place, nearby that place. You used to do magic there. You were involved with this. Those past life memories definitely were activated within many of you, but these past life magic practices brought you to the lower astral plane in this current lifetime today. And I'm hearing that your guides have been helping you tremendously to outgrow this previous magical practice that you were so, involved with, because you've done it in previous incarnations, we are very drawn to, we love the things we used to do in past lives. Something that brought us joy, power, whatever in previous incarnations, we continue to do it. But I'm hearing that you've been quote unquote modernized or upgraded for the future timelines, and entering future capsules even, or dimensional spaces of the astral plane, instead of entering the past. Because through your magical practice that you did in past lives, you were aligning yourself with past timelines that were not necessarily representative of spiritual growth or ascension, but now you're connecting with the sun, with our sun from the future in a way. And this is allowing you to outgrow past life tendencies. There is a new form of spiritual practices that you'll be taught and trained and initiated into. Alright, now I can pull cards. Now it is okay for me to pull cards. Also, during sleep, I think that some of you are able to see electricity grids, internet tower grids. You're able to see how the invisible energy grids basically operate and affect our energy bodies. During sleep, you have an insight about a lot of cloaked things that are hidden or that are just invisible to the naked eye. Queen of Cups. Okay, intuitive insight coming through. Ten of Swords. And the Emperor. Loving, kind-hearted, intuitive, spiritual, psychic, healer, counselor, hormonal. Rock bottom, pain, loss, abandonment, backstabbing, martyrdom, collapse, failure. We have discipline, structure, rules, authority, fatherhood, leadership, and stability. It looks like, due to certain psychic practices or even psychic collaboration, your energy body collapsed while you. It had to be repaired. This is funny. Not funny, wait. Interesting. I just say interesting so many times. It's like a parasite word in my vocabulary. But what I see is you used to work with a lot of different beings, and your energy body collapsed because you were tapping into way too many energies. And now I see how one guide or one master soul, ascended master maybe, has come through for you to help you. And they have put you on a more disciplined, focused path for your ascension. I'm getting that if you feel such a presence, if you feel really connected to one particular spiritual guide or ascended master, I highly, highly recommend that you follow the discipline and the practice that this master teaches. Because you are in a process of repairing your energy body still. It's doing better, but you're still healing some parts of it. I don't know why I'm seeing this old woman. She looks like a granny already. She's quite old. I see you visiting her house. It feels like a stranger, somebody you don't know, somebody else knows, and they took you to this home. And I don't know. I don't know if this person is religious, this old woman, but I'm getting it's somebody that took a lot of your energy when you went there. Maybe you felt exhausted after leaving the house. And I'm just seeing a lot of like religious items around the home. That's why it feels like this person is religious themselves. And after that, that was like the breaking point. Your energy body needed assistance. You energetically really needed assistance. And this ascended master came through. They first came through as an ancestor, but actually it wasn't your ancestor, it was an ascended master. You sort of accepted the help through the help being introduced to you by this ancestral figure. But yeah, that was the only way this ascended master could have access to you, could have communication with you. When I pulled these cards for pile 1, the tarot cards, I asked what kind of support can you expect. So now I'm going to ask the same question and take a different look at the cards. What kind of support can you expect? We got the Ascended Master assistance, alright, but what it is about the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Swords? Some of you might be signed up for a school program or something that you no longer love. The support is honestly you being able to quit. The opportunity to quit, the ability to make this final decision of quitting and leaving the school program. With the Queen of Cups, I'm thinking, and I'm so focused on this binocular type of thingy she wears on her eye. And then with the Queen of Cups, I think the assistance you guys are going to receive is see truth. It's masked as a dream or an idea, your imagination, but it's actually the truth. You're going to see what's hidden. I definitely think for many of you, your third eye is opening, and it's happening through dream time for many of you. For some of you, you may literally have like visions in daytime, plain sight. But I definitely see you see things. Hormonal disbalances were to a huge degree unusual deriving from energetic disbalances, or that energy body of yours that was collapsing. Okay, the Ten of Swords, for those of you who know tarot, you know that the Ten of Swords is a person that lays on the floor face down with swords in his back, like he is stabbed and he is dead. That's how your energy body looked at some point. But the Queen of Cups is about revival. It reminds me of Isis reviving Osiris. It was your mental body that went overdrive. It was your mental body collapsing because of overthinking, influence, because of being so linked to the past. That link to the past has been broken, pile too, and the support is your emotional body is learning to revive your mental body, if that makes sense. You're learning to create a healthier mentality around a lot of things. That's the blessing, that is the support you're receiving. Jupiter in Leo, publicity. We have an angel here. Moon in Libra, companionship. Yeah, friendships. I think you're attracting a group of friends more supportive of your energy and energy body. A group of friends that actually sees you. Oh my god, yeah, you are going to be seen by people. Mercury in Libra, influence. Alright, interesting. Maybe you've been in a romantic partnership that took you away from spirituality, or that made you more anxious, or cut you off of your spiritual ascension. Excuse me. If you guys are writing a book, particularly on relationships, or spiritual psychology is what I'm getting to, you're highly supported in this activity of yours. You will make some public contracts, or you will find some public support, or literally companionship. Companionship with people that will support you career-wise, in terms of achieving your goals and status. If you're dating right now, you may have to face some jealousy from your partner, because it do see you attracting powerful people that want to support you, they want to collaborate with you, they want to work with you, and these people could be seen as potential romantic interests as well, and your partner sees that. I see contracts coming through for you guys to sign up for. Contracts, promises. You're going to achieve a higher position of some kind. Your intuition will be highly valued actually at this position. Intuition, creativity are highly valued in this field. I think after a long time of chasing a dream, chasing a goal, it's finally being realized. And the universe hopes that you guys will stop overthinking it. The universe hopes that by supporting you, you're going to finally have a peace of mind about you. They're saying, your guides are saying, slow down. You have to rest. Because once again, you've been doing a lot of work in the astral plane energetically. You've been doing a lot of work dedicated to Earth. You're something like a mediator between certain star groups, certain spiritual groups, certain spirit guides, and the planet. But you have to take a rest. For my star seeds, what type of support do you guys receive from the stars? I'm going to use the contact cards. Okay, I'm not taking this one. Why? Because I think it resonates with you. It will resonate with this reading. I mean, you have the Explorer ship and it talks about venturing into new territories, but I don't want to take the card because it came up for pile 1 and I want to make sure there is no overlapping here. Planets, Maldek, okay. Okay, Maldek. And circles, Mandelbrot. Okay. I'll be reading from the guidebook. So, there you go. Like the Tower card in a traditional tarot deck, Maldek symbolizes the tearing down or coming apart of events. Though this card can mean we are caught in a downward spiral of self-destruction, it normally signifies that it is sometimes necessary for our plans to fall apart before we can finally see the naked path that would be best for us to take. That's the Ten of Swords. Too much structure and rigidity when we are faced with the inevitable tide of change can cause our inflexible facades to snap and crumble, plummeting us into dark despair. We must learn to bend like a sapling in the wind if we are to thrive. A complete spiritual, mental, emotional, and even physical inventory of our condition must be taken to assess our ability to adapt. This card cautions that if our energy becomes too scattered, spinning off in too many directions at once, we must pull ourselves together. We need to become more cohesive and holistic in our approach, or our dreams could shatter upon the rocks of our egoistical insistence. Habits can sometimes be difficult to change. By allowing things to come crashing down, we can give ourselves a chance to clear away the debris and start over with a clean slate. I think for all of you guys, this change or, focus or whatever talks about getting out of your South Node energy and entering your North Node energy in astrology. And the South Node is your past life, talents and skills, but the comfort zone and things that no longer give you the same amount of excitement because you've done it before, you've mastered it already, so there's no challenge and excitement in that. You're getting out of this, and I think that certain people in relationships, new groups of friends, will actually help you to enter your North Node. So expect people to help you with your North Node. Circles. There you go. The Mandelbrot card reflects the need for precision within our actions and clarity within each choice that we make. This is a foundational energy. If great care is not taken to make sure that all important factors are in the proper places, total chaos will result. Big things are built upon small things. Attention to detail is critical within this energy. We must not act rashly or haphazardly. The slightest deviation from the purity of our path will generate mutations in all subsequent avenues, and it will soon be evident that we have an uncontrollable monster on our hands. The Mandelbrot points out that cause and effect, initiation and outcome, and that means and the end are all one concept. The means and the end are all one concept. There is no process by which we can learn to live life except in the living of it. This card is also a strong symbol of synchronicity, where we can take note that the so-called coincidences in our lives are not really random accidents, but the logical orchestration of our choices. Free will sets up our destinies, and it is our destiny to exercise our free will. We are the creators of our self-fulfilling prophecies. We create all the realities we experience. And in manifesting the Mandelbrot, we can expand into the realization that our underlying belief equations will always generate only the reality that fits the template we have created. Each time we change any variable within the formula of our definitions of life, we immediately alter the outcome across the board. Wait, I feel like this is connected to my vision of your past life practices, the sun code, and Stonehenge, because that's how it felt to me. Like, you guys are changing timelines which now are future oriented rather than past driven, and there is a difference because both timelines you guys are walking forward, but when it's a past driven timeline, it's almost like you're walking in a loop. And when it's a future driven lifetime, it's almost like you're walking upward, or you're going up, like not forward but upward. Does it make sense? You're not moving like this, you're going like this. While a past life driven timeline looks like you're moving, you're always moving, but you repeat these cycles. And each time we change any variable within the formula of our definitions of life, you changing your spiritual practices and your methodologies, which are more North Node oriented now, we immediately alter the outcome across the board. There is something about you guys, your old energy body, you were born, right? But your energy body, it felt like it contained so much past life residue. You guys had to go through some quite emotional heartbreaks, some crises, because your energy body had to just fall apart completely so it can be rebuilt. And now you've rebuilt it, and now your so-called destiny, maybe even destiny that psychics told you about, they did readings for you, maybe destiny that you saw in your natal chart, or you did a reading for yourself, you channeled something for yourself, this destiny has changed. Now it's almost like you guys have to receive the knowledge, the definition of good and evil, the definition of your future once again. And I think that it's gonna be a person, because you have Libra, Moon in Libra, Mercury in Libra, it's gonna be a person that's gonna give you that new information. You're going to meet a master or somebody who initiates you into your future timelines. It's almost like you won't be able to access this knowledge on your own, because you'll be still subjective due to your past life influence. Although your old energy body has been demolished, you're still in the mourning process. Perhaps you're still hoping to revive an old version of you, but that's not gonna happen. And I'm sorry that the camera is shaking so much. I am shaking the table accidentally with my foot. So yeah, there will be a person that will be like, what are you even talking about? You want to do this and this and that, but you're already good at it. Venture into something new. Or they will give you a message. It may be direct message, like they will directly tell you you're supposed to do something completely different than what you're used to. Or they will, just having them in your life will open your eyes that, oh my god, I should focus on a new timeline. I feel like even if you tried to sustain something from the past, it won't survive, because a lot of your foundations that you created up until now were fading off of your energy body that was fueled by your past lives. Does that make sense? And you had no more life to give to these foundations. Your energy body crumbled and these foundations crumbled. And now you are supposed to repair and rebuild, but with a futuristic focus. Okay. However, just as the Mendel brought curves back upon itself, each fractal part being identical no matter how large, yeah, it's all circles here, no matter how large or small, we are reminded that we cannot base the changes within us on whether the exterior reality has changed or not. We must respond differently to the reality, even if it appears the same as before, in order to know we are truly different. That's why you'll be taken to different astral domains, because you're initiated into these new things. Once we have mastered that positive attitude, the exterior world is then free to conform to our balanced and peaceful selves. End of story. I'm gonna close the reading here because I feel like that was the perfect conclusion, and I think that I kind of understood what the cards meant. I hope you did as well. I hope you guys resonated and that this reading is truly energetically supportive of you and your journey. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. This is the best way to support my work and my channel. And yeah, thank you once again so much for being here. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Also, I'll be doing a Astro chat, I think today or tomorrow I'll be uploading this, about the North Node going into Aries, and I think that you guys will really love to hear some insights. I'm very excited about that, and yeah, I can't wait to see you. Until next time, Pile 2. Bye. Hello Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I am so excited for this one. Okay, first of all, why I'm excited? Because when I took a little break between piles, I saw a spider in my bathroom, and I haven't seen one in a while, let's say. And I was just like, thinking about your crystal and your energy. When I take these breaks, I like walk around the house, I wash my hands, wash my face, do like little things like that. And then I try to focus on the energy of the group I'm gonna be channeling for, as I sort of relax, and clear my mind from the previous pile. And I saw the spider, and it spoke me because I have a arachnophobia. I hate spiders. I mean, I don't hate like the creature itself, I'm so afraid. And I screamed. But spiders are spiritual messengers. They weave webs, and spiders are connected to threading, or the thread of life, and the thread of the past and the future and the present, the destiny. There are, goddesses that are like, I remember like the three faces of fate, the fates that are kind of like spiders, and they're threading your destiny basically. So this is a message coming through. I have a feeling that you guys are involved with shamanism. There's a lot of like spirit threading your destiny, you working with spirits, you working with nature, maybe with animals, learning how to shapeshift. I was getting a lot of ancestral support here, right? Energetic support. Now, what do you need assistance with? I'm going to ask the cards, but before we get into the cards, with pile 1 and pile 2, I told them what their crystal towers remind me of. And with you, when I took a closer look, there are little like spots that look like bacteria or different types of cells. I was getting a lot of, for some reason, biological reference, and I was thinking about DNA and RNA, and the difference, the different molecules of like viruses versus bacteria versus, how viruses are not apparently alive, which is interesting. They have like a different DNA structure or something, or they have a RNA structure or something. I'm not an expert, as you can probably tell, so please do not quote me on this, but my mind was flooded with, I guess, anything about biology that I know coming through, and the different forms of life. So the energetic support that you guys are receiving comes from the ancestors. It has to do with you understanding your DNA, diving deeper into that, understanding your lineage, understanding your spiritual DNA. You might be somebody who has had invasions, or you've been taken on ships, or your DNA has been altered, and you maybe have vague memories or clear memories of such experiences. But the ancestors are coming through, being very specific that all of the secrets and mysteries of your fate are locked inside your blood. They are in your DNA, and it's part of your mission, if you will, to discover this. I'm also thinking of constellations that have to do with multitude of life forms, and I've been reading upon some esoteric astrological material, and it's interesting because a similar message came up in a reading for a client. These constellations came up for this client: Ketos, Sirius, and I'm getting Ursa Major, like the big bear. I'm getting these constellations come up for you because in these esoteric astrology materials, the book was talking about how these constellations were one of the primary ones seeding Earth with souls and life forms, and this is where the formula for a lot of life forms come from. And Sirius is also a place that in my channeling, I've always seen as this cradle or melting pot of different life forms and beings. So you guys are very connected to these places. Your ancestors who were. Maybe your ancestors had mythology connected specifically to bears and dogs or wolves, as well as whales, alright? So with whales, I think of Nordic or Irish mythology. With dogs and Sirius, I think of Native American. With wolves, I honestly think of, once again, Native American. I think of some Balkan mythology. The wolf is quite universal, obviously these animals are, but I want you to go to the mythology of your specific ancestors, of your specific ethnicity, right? your personal traditions, and investigate what type of myth they have, not somebody else, okay, but your ancestors had about these animals and these constellations. This will give you a lot of clues, and it will be a form of energetic support, because your questions might be about your origin right now. You might be struggling with, defining who you are, defining your the reason why you're here, defining your relationship to your family, perhaps. A lot of fourth house energy coming through. Fourth house meaning your family, ancestors, environment, bloodline, etc. So let's see, what do you need energy support with? What do you need energy assistance with? Spirit, please tell us. Of the pile 3. Okay, 3 cards. I feel like... Okay, I'm gonna take them. I usually don't take cards like this, but we have number 3. Usually I took 2 cards for pile 1 and pile 2, but for you guys I'm gonna make an exception. Okay, love, communication, and clear audience. We have cards to lies, which is interesting. Alright. Frequency of the universe, the melody of the universe. I'm getting... Are you guys Lyran starseeds? Syrian starseeds potentially, but especially Lyran. When I connect with my Lyran guides, they always talk about we create the frequency and the music of the universe. So yeah, whenever I get like these frequency synchronicities and messages, I think of Lyra. And especially with this one, for some reason I think of Lyra. I think of the frequency of love sent out throughout the universe. Earthquake. Perhaps you do need assistance right now with your love language, with your emotional relation to other people, with your emotional vulnerability, with learning how to be vulnerable, learning how to talk about your feelings, learning how to listen to others, talking about their feelings as well. You guys might be relearning warmth. Maybe you've been cold towards your family and you're warming up to them again. You need assistance with forgiveness and compassion, having compassion for maybe some not so lovable family members. We all have these family members, trust me, nothing new, but Spirit is specifically asking you, hey, you're currently meant to learn how to have compassion and to exercise forgiveness with those family members. It's interesting, but some of your, I guess, reactions or judgment or lack of love, lack of communication with certain family members is manifesting their qualities within you. That's how ancestral karma works. The more you hate the ancestral karma or baggage, the more you act it out. And sometimes this is unconscious. The ancestors are coming through saying that you will receive a lot of assistance through singing bowls and chanting and meditation and native music to our land, maybe even learning how to play a native instrument. This will be of a great assistance to you, Pile 3. Interesting. I'm seeing these almost like parental figures. I recognize this vision from a old reading I did. I think it was another pick card, but I recognize the vision is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So two bluish figures, huge, tall, and their parents to a whole nation on earth. They're representative most likely of a star collective. They seeded the souls of this nation. Your ancestors, for many of you, especially, if you're Native American, the Native Americans were connected to Sirius, but if you're from a different place around the earth, look into the cosmology of your native tribe, your ancestral tribe, because in their cosmology, they were connected to one constellation. That constellation is coming through as these parental figures. And there is something about you connecting with the parents of your parents, or the parents of your whole ancestral bloodline, all of your ancestors, everybody, back to the first ancestor, if you will. That first ancestor had a parental figure. This is what I mean. Like, the very beginning of your bloodline, the one you're incarnated in, the first two souls that came together and said, let's have a baby, let's create this bloodline, they had spiritual guides or spiritual ancestors from a different star system. These are the ancestors you are meant to connect with, but they're saying that they come through very rarely for you, and they want you to work through the ancestral karma in order to gain access to them in terms of communication, etc. So a lot of you who are interested in the starseed, information, and your origins, etc., what I'm getting is you're being pointed back to your earthly forefathers and earthly foremothers. You're being pointed back to your ancestors here and to your bloodline here, because working through your earthly bloodline's karma will actually strengthen your communication with your star ancestors. Okay, it's kind of like the star ancestors are saying you cannot skip steps on the spiritual journey, and they will support you with this. They will. Okay, so far I hope this is making sense. What else do we have here, Spirit? I don't know why, but I'm reminded of oysters when I look at the colors here. Please look up the spiritual meaning of oysters. I know they have a spiritual meaning, especially because I know there's an oyster oracle card in one animal oracle deck that I own. So yeah, look up the oyster as a spiritual symbol and meaning, because that's coming through here for you guys. This is how you're gonna be assisted, or what you're gonna be assisted with. But yeah, overall, what I'm getting is communication, forgiveness, compassion, and listening to people. Like, I'm thinking of Cancer or in the 3rd house, or Gemini in the 4th house. These 3 cards would define such a astrological combination that speaks about communicating through the frequency of love. So your words radiate loving energy, and they heal people. This is what you need to work on. The way in which you speak, it has to be done through love. Maybe you guys are in a field where you are communicating some very controversial things, right? And that can sometimes create fear within people. That can sometimes, throw them off energetically. I definitely know some of my readings are very intense, and I know that if you listen to them when you're not in the right state of, emotional state, mental state, you may be completely thrown off, or you may be put into a state of fear. And I did try to pay as much attention to that as possible, to, even when I say things that are hard truths, I want to say it with as much love as I can. And you might be in a field like this where, yeah, you gotta be honest. You have to say it as you see it. But you have to put love as the kind of like the background music or the background frequency of your words. This is what you're being assisted with. This is where you are receiving your energy support. Because I'm getting that you're going to, okay, I'm getting messages. Now, you're in this field and communication is your tool, correct? It's your skill, it's what you use. But you're going to almost like poison something that you love if you become too mental about it. There's something about listening to feedback from people about your communication skills that you should be grateful for and appreciate it and listen to it. You don't want your messages to become poisonous, okay? That's a huge thing coming through. You want your messages to be healing. You don't want your messages to instill fear. I'm getting that you're great at speaking, you're very elaborate, you're very eloquent, you're really good at this. You're really good at passing down information onto others. People listen to you with interest, but there is some work that needs to be done on really putting your heart's frequency into your words, and mental research and mental your mental work. Page of Cups, King of Coins, Nine of Wands. I love the King of Coins. He's giving me such a shamanic vibe. Mature male, businessman, provider, master, successful, father, reliable, boss. The Page of Cups is a message, love, dreamer, heart on sleeve, sensitivity, innocence, and idealism. And then the Nine of Wands, wary, last stand, perseverance, determination, courage, and inner strength. Okay. You guys are very fiery, passionate when it comes to your knowledge, your research, the way you speak. You hypnotize people. But there is the message of love again, right? The assistance, now these cards that I laid out just now are what type of assistance can you expect? And I'm getting once again this advice that the more you show of yourself, of your journey, the more you share your personal experience with the information or the things you teach, how you grasped it, how you went through certain things. A lot of you are in a field where your personal experience is part of your teachings, and I'm getting that you have to share more of this because it makes you appear more human, more relatable, and people want to listen to you a lot more because they don't idealize you. There is something about stepping down from the pedestal that people put you on, but you have to do it yourself. People are not going to take you off the pedestal. You have to take yourself off the pedestal to make yourself human again. Maybe you've been really focused on this public image thing, right? To be seen, appreciated, understood, to be valued and respected mostly. You've been defending yourself, you've been defending who you are and what you stand up for by making yourself strong and grounded and rooted in your opinions. But once again, you have to make yourself a little softer, to connect with people's hearts. Okay, you have the gift to direct your words towards people's hearts and activate their heart centers. If you're a musician especially, you have this ability. So I'm getting something about, if you're a musician, for example, or an artist or a book writer, do not go for the mainstream things. Make things human, make things relatable. And if you're a public speaker, make your voice, the tone of your voice, the words that you use, open you up to other people. Kind of wear your heart on your sleeve when you talk about the things you're passionate about or what you researched. Okay, now, what type of assistance are you receiving? Let me think. The Page of Cups is usually an offer or a manifestation of a desire. And you also have the King of Coins. So I do think you're gonna receive material support in order to execute a creative project. Maybe some of you want to have a podcast or something, but it's gonna take a little shaping, let's say, or a work on your style, speaking style even. I hope this is making sense. But yeah, with the King of Coins, you see that the assistance, energetic assistance, is honestly financial stability. So that you can see, you don't always have to be hardworking, tough and strong individual. You're gonna be assisted financially, you're gonna be secured, so that you can allow yourself some time to discover a more emotional, more fluid, going with the flow aspect of you. Maybe all of your work has been done very methodically up until this point, and although it's great work and people see that it's great work, now you're being supported by the universe financially especially, so that you can actually see what it's like to go with the flow and see how deeper people will be affected by this type of work, a new style of working for you. Nine of Wands, type of assistance. I see people who are just as knowledgeable as you, working in the same field as you, defending you, protecting you, because they see your humanity. Some of your employees or clients may say, you're so serious about this and that, or maybe even your family might be like, you're so work-oriented, always working, always being productive. I do see a lot of people who are in the same field as you, working in the same field as you, defend you publicly if you have an audience, like you're on social media or something like this, or defending you at the office, and they're like, pile 3 is giving their heart and soul and all of their passion for this. They're pouring all of themselves into this. How could you blame them for it? I do see that you'll be defended. So although you're supposed to change some of these tactics, I still see that you'll be supported and appreciated for the work that you do anyway. It's just that I don't think it's even like this big of a deal. It's just that you're going to feel better if you make these changes. It's not about necessarily people approving of you, giving you 5 stars. No, it's you feeling better about your work. You feeling more joyous when it comes to your work. This is where you're receiving assistance, pile 3. I feel like you receive spiritual assistance about some quite mundane stuff, but it's because you've isolated your spirituality from these mundane stuff, and you didn't even, I think you forgot even that you can ask for help when it comes to these things. For example, asking for help from spirit when it comes to your dietary plans, or when it comes to you being on time, or when it comes to you financially supporting somebody or yourself. Some just, I guess, more mundane things that maybe you thought, oh, this is something I should work on. Like, I don't want to ask spirit for help on this because it's so material or so mundane, it's so resolvable on my own. And spirit is like, no, open up your heart, speak to us, we're listening. I actually love this. The Page of Cups always feels like miraculous manifestation to me, so I think that this is what you guys are going to receive. A miraculous manifestation. Oh wow, Venus in Virgo. Well, we have discrimination, but listen up. Venus in Virgo in Tarot is the 9 of Pentacles, which is like enjoying material success, enjoying the material plane in general. Honestly, allowing yourself a balanced love for the material plane prevents you from going into these extremes of, for example, asceticism that leads to asceticism is just the polarity of greed or material obsession, because asceticism is like, I have to control myself so rigidly because if I don't, I'm gonna lose it. Like, rigidity is not spiritual. I've never believed in this. And Venus in Virgo is exactly about that. Virgo is Mercury in an earth sign. It's mental but also material. So it's like this almost feeling your soul in the body. That is Virgo energy. And when you have Venus, the planet of love, emotion, desires, in the sign of purity, in the sign of the vestal flames, in the sign of making a vow, being the vessel for spirit, cleansing myself, things like that, you have this very holistic material, physical life. Venus in Virgo people are usually people that like everything natural, everything organic. They enjoy a balanced lifestyle, and that's where they thrive. So because these cards reflect what you can expect, like what you're going to be facing with Venus in Virgo, I think you're going to be facing a more balanced lifestyle when it comes to your material desires, allowing yourself to enjoy them and then letting go with more ease. Empathy, moon in Pisces. And charity, Saturn in Cancer. Wow, okay. Saturn in Cancer, by the way, that's like the father or authority figure in the sign of Cancer, the mother, the womb, the 4th house I was talking about. You guys are gonna have a lot more empathy for family members that you used to discriminate for whatever reason. You are advised to do charity for the people you used to hate or you used to judge or something like this. You may actually attract a lot of people that will ask for help, that will be the very type of people you used to judge in the past. That's because I see this redemption arc for pile 3. I see a redemption arc. I think that you're one of those souls who are here to not create any more karma in order to not incarnate anymore, or to incarnate in a much higher form, in a less dense form. So I think you'll be given the opportunity to redeem yourselves from judgment or lack of compassion or from discriminating others. That's the gift of the universe, cleansing the material plane by mastering your relationship to it. And you know, Virgo is judgment, Virgo is discrimination, yes indeed, but you're going to develop love for everything. And that King of Pentacles, the earthly plane, the king, the highest embodiment of consciousness. So this is like, you're going to see the material plane from the highest possible perspective, and that's gonna clear your karma, because you're going to resolve judgment or discrimination through compassion and empathy and love. This is what you receive energetic support with. Cleaning your karmic debt, basically. Which I love, actually, because I think many of you are striving to achieve an incarnation in a higher form next time. You don't want to come back as a human, or in the human physical body that we know of today. You don't want to come back in the same material plane. Planets, we have Mars. Wow, that's interesting. Cool, that face. The face on Mars, oh my god. Sometimes I take spiritual concepts and I laugh because sometimes it's such a meme. Like that ugly face on Mars, oh my god. And we say, this is proof that there was life on Mars. I hate that face, oh my goodness. Anyway, please ignore me. Sometimes I laugh at things that only I understand to be funny. Yeah. Okay, let me read from the guidebook pile 3, because that's what I did for pile 1 and 2. I just find this guidebook to be interesting and these cards to be abstract. So, let's read the message about Mars. And I also I started to enjoy inserting a little message that comes from an external source and not me, because I feel when my intuition ends and I kind of get into a loop of repeating the message because I don't receive anything else. So if I feel like I still need some clarity, I would pull an oracle deck, an oracle guidebook. Okay, Mars. The card of Mars is a double-edged sword. With virtue and gallant intention, we can wield it to cut through conflict and confusion. With shining clarity, with fear or self-righteousness, we succeed only in bloodying ourselves on the point of our impotent rage. We are warned to be on the lookout for old habits that constantly plunge us into war with ourselves and others. We are cautioned against blaming the world for our woes and never facing the deepest anger frozen within us that causes our frustrating failure to change our lives in the ways we desire. The warrior's path is a high calling, and when accepted without a negative emotional charge, it can induce uncompromising clarity in all our encounters and cut through all obstacles, just as light vanquishes shadow. The intensity and momentum of this energy can be focused to see things through from beginning to end, to wage a successful campaign and accomplish our goal. Warriors know how to follow the path of least resistance, though if confronted with opposing beliefs, they are not afraid to match point for point. However, our views about competition are changing. While in the past our notion of conflict implied that for every winner there must be a loser, we now know that everyone loses if we don't uphold the principle of a win-win scenario where the outcome serves the best for all concerned, because we are all connected. While possessing a connection to Earth symbolized by the Martian and terrestrial sphinxes, Mars is also physically and emotionally bonded with Venus. Venus and Virgo, baby. Some of you may have Mars in Virgo, actually. Venus, the planet of attraction, which counterpoints Mars' energy of aggression. In drawing the sword of Mars, we must be cautious not to forcefully pursue what we are attracted to, for the chase can become an alluring trap. We must allow the attraction to work its own magic if it is to have lasting meaning. We are called to remember that if we feel the need to force our point of view upon someone for any reason, then we don't have faith that our beliefs have the power to make changes naturally. If so, we will quickly find ourselves championing a lost cause. Oh, I love this message so much. Now let's talk about the circles. We have the Sun God. 263. Okay. 263. With the Sun God card, we are assured of our ability to walk assertively down our path, firm in our faith that as long as we remain humble and are open to learn, we will always be shown the correct and most effortless route. These cards are connected, baby. We are protected as well as guided by this energy if we are clear that our convictions are truly representative of our inner knowing and are not simply our ego's apprehensions, then all outcomes will favor us, no matter that others may have negative intentions toward us. As expounded within spiritual literature, we can walk through the valley of death and honestly, once again, quote unquote, fear no evil, as long as our hearts and minds shine with a radiance that reflects the light of the infinite. This card also illuminates the danger of allowing our ego to assume that it is in charge of our total being. I think many of your ancestors, you guys, were powerful people and figure, and this is the dynamic with the material plane that you're working through. Power dynamics through your voice. You may have Pluto in the 3rd house, maybe Mars in the 3rd house, like some planet that wants to dominate, or Scorpio in the 3rd house, through your voice, your communication. This card also illuminates the danger of allowing our ego to assume that it is in charge of our total being when doing its designed job. When doing its designated job of helping us to focus our consciousness through the mask of personality, the ego is a good tool. But if the ego is allowed to replace our higher, knowing self, it will attempt to control every detail of our lives instead of granting equal time to intuition. If care is not taken, this tendency can quickly inflate into megalomania. When we are fair and generous, charity, empathy, the champions of justice and not merely the arbiters of law and order, we will always remain the champions of justice and not merely the arbiters of law and order if we are fair and generous. Both the Sun and Mars do speak on ego and masculine energy, and it's funny because we've been talking about how you should allow more love, intuition, going with the flow. So yeah, there is this balancing act you receive energetic support with. I think that the universe is trying to tell you it's okay to take a break, it's okay to be softer. That's a huge, huge leap for you guys, evolutionarily speaking. So yeah, that is your message and that is your energy support. I hope the messages made sense and they resonated with you. Sometimes I lose track of what we were talking about, and in my mind things stop to connect, but I hope they do for you. Let me know if this is useful in the comment section. Tell me your story, your experiences. I would love to read your comments. And yeah, make sure to like, share and subscribe in order to support my channel, and come back for my next video. I'm planning to do today or tomorrow to upload some insights on the nodal axis shifting from Taurus and Scorpio into Aries and Libra. This is an astrological thing, so it's gonna be one of my astro chats, and I hope you love to listen to it. It's gonna be really great. So yeah, I highly recommend that you come back when I upload it. And that's it, Pile 3. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.